tell us why he's here, give us some words of inspiration, especially to go knock these doors, because we have a lot of people that still need to be talked to be reminded to get out and vote. We know that we have a lot of love here, and we know that all of us that live in the district, we've already voted, but there's still a lot of people that need reminding, and also a little bit help to understand why Nina Turner is the choice for this district, and not only this district but this country, and why her time is now. So she's waited, she's been putting in the work, and her time is now. So we have in just a few moments we have Dr. Cornell West coming out. So how many of you all are here to canvass today? Nice. That's what we like to see. All right, so immediately following, all right, let's give it up for Dr. Cornell. All right, Dr. West, if you come on over here.
Let's salute our dear sister, visionary leader on the ground, making a fundamental difference. We salute you, we salute you. Yo, but I want to salute each and every one of you for being who you are, being the force for good, because this is a historic election. We want to send a message to the nation and the world that it's time for the corporate wing of the Democratic Party to be radically calling the questions so that people on the ground, poor and working people, can live lives of decency and dignity. Yeah. That's why this election is not just about politics. It's not just about politics. It's about morality. And morality is about shattering indifference toward poor people and working people. Yeah. It's about shattering callousness for those who are suffering. And most importantly, morality is always linked to some form of spirituality. You can be atheist, you can be agnostic, you can be Christian like myself, you can be Buddhist like Bell Hooks, you can be Judaic like Rabbi Heschel, you can be Islamic like one of my heroes named Malcolm X. And what was distinctive about each and every one of them? What was distinctive about each and every one of them was that they don't ask anybody's permission as to who they love. That's a fundamental spiritual breakthrough. You see? So if you're living in a white supremacist world and say you don't love those black people, no, you don't tell me who to love. I love Jamal and Letitia. That is what Nina Turner stands for. Living in an anti-Jewish world, you don't want to love Rosenberg? No, I love Rosenberg. I choose to love Rosenberg. Why? Because I'm a moral and spiritual person. I'm committed to integrity, honesty, decency, and service to those who are catching hell. And that's true across the board. During the Israeli occupation, I love the Palestinians. They got nothing to do with anti-Jewish. I love the Palestinians. Why? They're catching hell. It's a moral and a spiritual issue. Or Mr. Dollars in India, Muslims in China, Jews in France or Russia. It's a moral and spiritual issue. Now, none of us are perfect. We all fall short. In this particular coalition, we welcome all the voices that we can who are willing to be, in the language of John Coltrane, the force for good. That's why when you all hit the ground and you see all of these precious folk in this neighborhood, you keep track of their humanity. And you recognize they got a precious mother and a precious father, just like your mother, just like your father. And you're fighting for them because you want to be a decent person. You might go to some of these people's cribs and they looking at you suspicious. What you coming here for? You're coming from Cincinnati and Washington, D.C. and Chicago. We here in the hood in Cleveland. You say, I'm here because I believe in justice for everybody, including you and everybody else. That's why you all are sacrificing. That's why I salute each and every one of you. And that's very important. It's like Brother Bakari's father. Y'all know Cleve Sellers. He's one of the great freedom fighters in the 1960s. He had the same spirituality, the same morality. We gonna break the back of apartheid in the South. Because we come from a people who hated black people, but we keep dishing out love warriors like Cleve Sellers and like we just lost him, Bob Moses. Y'all know Bob Moses. He was my dear brother. He actually gave me the crib for my son 44 years ago. He's gone now. But that's the same tradition. So when you all are marching, you think of Cleve Sellers and Bob Moses and Diane Nash and Ella Baker and Fannie Lou Hamer. You think of Tom Hayden, Rabbi Hession. Now we got the new wave of these magnificent immigrants as a result of the 1964 Immigration Act. Now they're coming in, the Muslims now. More and more Africans now, more and more Arabs now. And the question is, well, Prince got a new album called what? Welcome to America. We say to the new immigrants, welcome to America. Now what kind of stand you gonna make? Will it be for justice for poor and working people? Will it be anti-homophobic, anti-racist, anti-sexist? Because you're for humanity. You're not just anti, you're for humanity. So when you march, this is not just about a particular election. We're gonna win this thing on Tuesday, don't get me wrong. We're gonna win it. We're gonna win it in part because of you. Each and every one of you. We did the same thing in Akron. That's why my voice is gone. We had 7 churches in Akron. And we had wonderful canvases in Akron. And Akron got it going on now. Akron's a magnificent place, but it ain't the funk center like Dayton, and it's certainly not Cleveland. And so Cleveland, Akron together gonna send the signal. Let us stand for Nina Turner because she is a major, major wave in a larger ocean of people who have come before, and she's just grabbing the baton and saying, thank you, Martin, thank you, Fannie, thank you, Ella, thank you, Cleve, thank you, Stokely, thank you, Diane, she's just gonna take it on. And in fact, when this election is over, I don't want you all to think that somehow this was just a lifestyle moment where you had a good time in an election. No, you're gonna be long distance runners for justice. And any justice that's only justice soon degenerates into something less than justice. You got to have love that's deeper than justice. You're here because you care for the people catching hell. You're concerned about them catching hell. You hate injustice and you love them. And love is not some abstract thing, it's just a steadfast commitment to the welfare of other people. Yeah. That's what the Isley Brothers mean when they sing the Caravan of Love, or the OJs. They sing the Love Train. Eddie LeVert come right out of this area, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. Gerald LeVert, the greatest soul singer of his generation. Grew up in Shaker Heights, Cleveland. You ain't get the Bobby Womack from Cleveland, but that's a little bit too old for y'all, but that's all right. But this space has been consecrated by that love train. And you all decide, don't need no ticket, as Curtis Mayfield would say, just step on in, get on the love train, the justice train. That's what we're here for. And thank God you all are here. And I'm sorry to go on so long, because my dear brother Bakari, you're going to introduce her. Absolutely. Thank you. Your purple looking sharp too. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Let's clap again for Dr. Cornell West. My name is Juanita Brent. I just happen to be the state representative, and the area that you stand in right now is the same House district that our Senator Nina Turner lives in as Cleveland Ward 1, one of the highest voting wards for Black people in the city of Cleveland. So you are in a historical area right now. You're not just in any part of the world. This is where Senator Turner lives. Right a couple streets over. You're right here in our neighborhood. So I thank you so much for coming here. I won't belabor you guys too long, because the next person, trust me, you guys don't want to hear what he has to say. Now, just like Senator Turner, he has served in the South Carolina House of Representatives. I almost said Ohio, but South Carolina House of Representatives. And if it's anything like Ohio, you know you up for a fight. He's been and marched the same road that our senator has marched, being at his state house in South Carolina. He's a father, he's a husband, he's an activist. You've probably seen him on TV. Anybody seen him on TV, CNN? Raise your hand if you've seen him on TV. You know he don't take no mess. And he always be stumping people, but with his comments, with what he has to say, because he's definitely gonna make you think like, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that stupid stuff I just said on national TV. And he's gonna give you a response to make you think about what you said. So I'm so glad to bring one of our fellow people, and this is not his first time and definitely will not be his last time. We're gonna bring Bakari Sellers. Thank you so much.
So I am from the big city of Denmark, South Carolina. Shout out to Denmark, South Carolina. We got 3 stoplights and a blinking light. And my mom and dad would always tell me the 2 most important words in the English language are the words thank you, and they're not nearly said enough. And so I know we have 2 state reps here, but one is out here, I do believe. And I just want to give her a round of applause and a thank you for, she don't have to be out here with us today. There's so much work to be done, and I don't think we understand how difficult your job is sometimes. So I just wanted to say in front of everybody, thank you for welcoming us to your district. And thank you to all of you all. In the words of the great American poet, Sean Carter, also known as Jay-Z, I heard my brother Cornell West, he goes back a little bit further than I do with his music references, but you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us today. And one of the questions that I get the most is, Bakari Sellers, you support Nina Turner? You know, I stand before you as someone who supported Hillary Clinton. I stand before you as somebody who supported Kamala Harris. I stand before you as somebody who interned for Jim Clyburn and loved them all immensely. But the common theme is that I love Nina Turner too. See, our politics these days has gotten extremely divisive and even sillier than we can possibly imagine.
Amen.
It's where people get crucified for having personal relationships or simply loving who they are, because see, I know Nina as a mother. I know that her son walks the beat out here in Ohio every single day, protecting and serving us. I know Nina as a wife, doing everything she can. When we were on set on CNN, going back saying, I gotta make it back home to be sure that I'm with my husband. And now I know her as a grandmother. She probably don't even want me to tell y'all that part. But I also know Nina back in 2006 when she first got started on city council, and I was becoming the youngest black elected official in the entire United States of America, where I now, Representative Burton, am the best type of legislator, which means I'm retired. But I remember how we served together, how we talked about how we were going to improve the plight of people, how it didn't matter whether or not you were black or white, young or old, because everybody deserved access to a first-class education. Everybody deserved access to high-quality health care. And we knew that we were out there serving people. I knew Nina as not a politician, but as a public servant. See, that is what we have to get back to. And so I told her when she ran for office, I was one of the first people that picked up the phone and said, Nina, I know we've sparred enough and we still love each other after, but how can I help you? What can I do to help you get across the finish line? And she said, I want you to come to Cleveland when you get an opportunity to. And so I'm here today because I want people to know that I still believe in not what this country was or what it is, but what it can be. And that takes good people, revolutionaries, people who are going to go to Congress and shake the halls of Congress by its very foundation. We don't need anyone there who needs on-the-job training. We need somebody who's actually served individuals before so they know how to get their needs met. We need somebody who's not afraid to stand up to the status quo. We need somebody who understands and who's unapologetic about who they are. We need somebody who loves, who still believes in those words like love and truth and justice and peace. Those not so tangible ideals that sometimes we get too jaded by reality and forget that those things actually matter. So yeah, I stand here before you today 135% behind Nina Turner, because I think, as Dr. West said, but I think that our relationship stands on something greater than politics.
Yes.
I think our relationship stands on love. And so I'm here like you all are here because you want tomorrow to be a success. So I'm asking you to do 3 things. And all those watching on IG or whatever else, I'm asking you to give a little bit, which means you out here give your energy, knock on doors. If you get tired, knock on 10 more doors. Some of the doors are going to be shut in your face. Sometimes they're going to welcome you in and try to get you to date their daughters. That's just my personal experience on the trail. I need you all to pray for Nina, because what you all probably don't know is every single morning she wakes up with a knot in her stomach, not knowing what the day is going to hold. She's reading mail in the mailbox that comes that is giving a caricature of who she truly is. She's getting blasted on social media and throughout the city and this district by people she doesn't even know. So just pray for her to have the courage and the persistence to stand up and protect her in that. And the last thing I need you to do is vote like you've never voted before. That doesn't mean show up to the polls by yourself, because in South Carolina, we don't call that voting. That's selfish. If you don't have your car full of people when you show up to the polls, you're not doing it right. I want you to stop at the gas station and just pick up the people who are sitting out there. You know them every single day. The people in front of the post office. I want you to understand that this is a part of a movement, because the good book tells us that faith without works is dead. And oftentimes we just sit down and have a whole bunch of faith and work for manna to fall from heaven above, and that's not how it works. So we have to go out and work that much harder. Tomorrow's race is not going to be easy. But on Wednesday morning, when you're able to call in the long line of great women who served this district, Congressman Nina Turner's name is going to feel that much more satisfying. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 teaches us that there is a time and a season for everything. And I really think it's a time and a season for a bad black woman named Nina Turner to be elected to the United States Congress. Thank you, and God bless you all. You speaking, Jeff? You sure? I've always wanted to introduce Jeff Weaver one day. Not today? Okay.
All right, let's give it up for our speakers here today. Our special guests, Dr. Cornell West, Representative Brent, and Bakari Sellers. All right, so they gave us a lot of energy to go knock on the door. So we are going to be passing out some turf. We're all going to be in this area in Ward 1, which